So for my base, I've got some onion, just one small white onion that I've chopped up quite small, and then I've got about 2 large garlics there that I've crushed, garlic cloves, sorry. For my herbs and spices, I've just got some cumin, it's about a heaped teaspoon of paprika, about 2 teaspoons-ish of oregano, and a bit of salt and pepper. And I don't tend to add any chili, even though this is a chili. I don't tend to add any chili in the main cooking process because it's too hot for my children, so I'll just add a little bit to mine and John's at the end. And then I've got a big jar of passata. If you don't have this, you could just use like a couple of tins of chopped tomatoes. I've got 1 tin of kidney beans. I've got quite a large bowl, if you can see how big that is. I didn't actually measure it, I apologise, but quite a large bowl of soaked red lentils. So I just filled this bowl with boiling water and let them soak, and they kind of expanded a little bit, and it got rid of a lot of stuff. So if you have any tummy problems or anything like that, it's a really good idea it's a good idea anyway, but to pre-soak your lentils and beans if you're doing them from dry. So, and then I've just got some tomato puree here with garlic. And then to get extra veggies in, and I promise you when these go in there you can't even see them or even tell, so if you're trying to get extra veggies into your children or yourself even, then this is a really great way to do it. So I've just grated some courgette and I've grated some carrot, and because carrots are quite sweet as well, that will naturally sweeten the dish, because when you do anything with tomatoes then you have to sweeten it as well, which is what this little beauty's for, which is a bit of cacao powder. So you may have heard of people doing chili with a bit of chocolate. I am on a 30 days to healthy living plan right now, and we're not allowed to have chocolate, so I'm going to add some cacao in there as well to hopefully sweeten it. So that is what I've prepared to add to the dish so far. If I end up adding anything else, then I will let you know, because obviously I'll taste it as I go along and see what it comes out like. Start by putting your pan on a low to medium heat and add some oil to your pan. Then once it's heated a little, throw in your onions, let them sizzle for a few minutes, and once they're translucent you can then add your crushed garlic. Give that a nice stir through until everything's sizzling. I did let mine brown a little bit too much because I was distracted by children, but then once you've done that you can add your spices. Give that all a good mix in, and then add some tomato puree, mix that too, and then I like to add around an average sized cup of boiling water from the hot tap. That'll really sizzle up, give it all a stir through so that the tomato puree can be mixed in, and then add your soaked lentils, give that a good stir through. And then you can throw in your kidney beans, all of your veggies, and give that a good stir through too. Sometimes I like to add mushrooms, sometimes celery. You can add whatever you've got in, but this is a really great way to get extra veggies into your children or yourself if you need to, by grating carrots and courgettes and things like that. Then I'm going to add in the jar of passata, and then I fill the jar back up about 3/4 of the way with water and add that too. I'm going to pop the lid on and let it cook away for a bit. Keep stirring to make sure that the lentils aren't sticking to the bottom, and once it gets around this thick you can add in your cacao powder or your sweetener of choice. Give that a good stir through, and then I'm going to add some fresh spinach. I've chopped mine quite small just for the sake of my 2-year-old being able to swallow it okay. And then I like to just stir that through right at the end so that it's not wilted too much. And you should have a nice thick, scrummy, delicious chilli that hasn't taken too long to make, and you can use just all the staples that you have in the house. I topped ours with crunchy chickpeas, pumpkin seeds, some avocado and some extra chili flakes for me and the hubby.